Bethesda have just released the live action trailer of Starfield, and I am really excited to watch it live with you guys. But I also want to compare it to the live action trailers for Fallout 4 and Skyrim, because I just feel like the tone is really different. I've also muted it for copyright reasons, but oh man, look, that first scene of New Atlantis, and we've seen the gameplay and what this actually looks like, but seeing it in a cinematic like this, it's stunning. And there's a little girl running over to a spaceship. This lady has beautiful eyes. This just reminds me of the scenes of Star Wars when all the rebels are getting ready to fly out in their fighters, and this little girl's like just in amazement, staring at it. Oh, you see Vasco in the background as well there. He's got the constellation badge on his shoulder there, and he gives her one, and obviously she's really excited about this. Constellation are an organization in Starfield who are all about unlocking the mysteries of the galaxy. And it's really like kind of like this heartwarming story, it seems, where this little girl just really wants to be in this club. Sick transition from eyeball to planet. Holy moly. And then we're in space and he's exploring it. He's found a new planet, I guess. But damn, like look at the lighting in that. You only see like a flash of inside the ship and then we'll get into their command stations. Then we're in like a dogfight with another spaceship. And my dude's... Look how happy my dude is when he obliterates the other spaceship. Happiest man I've ever seen in my life. And he's dodging asteroids and the bits of bodies, you know, that came from that obliterated spaceship. And my god, are those cliff racers from Morrowind? I don't know, but this desert sandstorm, and like just watch the sand coming across the floor there. That is incredible cinematic detail. And we see the Starfield watch here, which obviously has the oxygen and CO2. Man, the material on this jacket, the detail is insane. There's Vasco. So the sand's floating here, so I assume there's like an anomaly, which is one of the artifacts that we've been sent to find on these planets. And this area is particularly strange. It almost looks like Blackreach, like it looks underground, like some kind of cave. Everything's floating. Does that say alert on his watch? And then he's got like a flashback or something happens there. We've seen this a lot. We still don't really know what... When we reach these artifacts and places like this, we get these like flash visions. And we don't know what that is yet. I have done theory videos on it, but I don't want to go into detail about it. Then they do the cut back to the child's eye. He's like, I'm back, actually like survived. Oh, it's so heartwarming. And then it goes into space in Starfield. I mean, that's just incredible. I love it. They have got Orion's belt here. They've actually got star constellations in the background, which is cool. But the vibe of this trailer is really different to the other live action trailers that I'll show you in a second that Bethesda's done for Fallout 4 and Skyrim. Because this one is very much kind of about like the kid who looks up to wanting to be a fighter pilot. She's too young, but she gets the badge. She's really excited to go out there and explore space herself. I want to compare it to the Skyrim live action trailer because this had a bit more of a darker tone, a bit more sinister. It was all about a dragon attacking this small village. And it felt more... I don't know, maybe it's because I love fantasy, but it just felt more like an adventure. And because you've played the game as well, you know you kind of experienced this in the game of everyone running for cover, and then you, the Dragonborn, coming out and destroying everyone. Well, it's a lot less heartwarming than the Starfield trailer we just watched. Do you understand what I mean? I don't know if it's because I've got older and the developers have got older, and it's like about thinking about how kids look up to people, but I just find the tone very different. But damn, oh. And then we go back to Fallout 4, and this again is a very different tone. Like, you've got, you know, before the nukes go off, and then after, and it's like, okay, now we're leaving the vault. Sets up the whole storyline, right? Like, it's all about that story and gameplay loop that's even shown in the cinematic trailers, which I always think they do an amazing job on. Same with Starfield as well, with the gameplay and what it's going to be like to play. But we're exploring this wasteland, there's nothing left, you know? We've only got a dog, that's our only companion, man's best friend, and we're killing these mutants, you know? There's a few robots roaming about, we find the power arm. It's such an iconic Fallout 4 thing. So I guess they've kind of tried to, like, allow us to grasp onto something. And I think that thing is you know, that sort of human connection. You've seen Star Wars, you've seen all those sci-fi movies, and I think we immediately get a connection of just a very grounded feeling when we see that child like super excited to go and experience space, but she's like still too young to like, you know, actually go and fly out there and start exploring. But Starfield is going to give you that fulfillment. So I like the style that they've gone for here, and I'm really excited to experience this game myself. Now, I've muted the soundtrack, obviously. I don't know if it was just the soundtrack, but the whole like story of like, oh, he goes out and he fights the war and then he comes back, it feels quite Disney to me. It's very different vibe to the other Bethesda live actions, and obviously I've not played the game, so I can't comment about what that's like. But the feeling I get from this is different. I don't know if it's because it has children and I'm older than when I wanted to play Skyrim and Fallout, and I was just like, yeah, let me explore this world and give me all the guns and weapons and look at all this cool stuff. It's a wasteland, it's a fantasy world, dragons are destroying villages, you know, it's like a teenager, a kid, childhood dream. Whereas this, maybe I'm not, I don't know, like there's something different about it. So let me know what you guys think about the tone of this. I'm still excited to experience it, but the tone of the live action trailer itself, just very different to like their other stuff, like the other live action trailers they did. Not necessarily a bad thing, I'm just surprised. I'll be playing the game for the first time on September 1st, along with you guys as a fan. It's going to be my first playthrough, obviously give you my honest thoughts and opinions, first impressions about the game, but I've not played it yet, so I have no idea what it's actually going to be like. September 1st, I'm excited for it, man.